Right, here now again, a little bit further down the road, painting now. Just getting started putting the panel wipe on. You know, everything's sanded back, you know, best you can. It's not the easiest thing in the world, is it? Sanding on all these, you know, floor pressings and the likes. It's fiddly, laborious, a bit boring to be honest with you, but it's got to be done. And now's the time to get it done. It's a bit rough there, just noticed while I'm talking. But you know, fundamentally this is a quick blast round when it comes out. You know, that's how I like to use it. Some people just dip the rag in it like I like to spray it on first. Oh, there's a touch there, just don't forget. Never too late when you find a little bit of something there you're not impressed with. Just give it a touch up. You'll regret it if you don't. Sometimes there's little places what you don't get to quite so easy, and before you know it you've missed it. And then it shows up. I say it shows up. This is buried by a top cover. All the inside, as everybody knows, is all covered in carpets, materials, you know, you name it. You don't see a damn thing really, but do you paint it or don't you paint it? I think everybody says you're going to paint it, aren't you? You've no choice. Paint isn't there just to look pretty, paint's there to protect everything, isn't it? And protection is what we're looking for. You know, half the reason we spent months and months and months welding this car up is the quality of the factory paint jobs. Were pathetic really. You know, they painted where they could see or where they felt like painting, I'm sure they did. And I'm sure they weren't on quality control either, because some of the things I've found on this thing was abysmal, you know, but it is what it is, you know. Can't moan about it too much, even though I'm sure I could go on about it for hours, but anyway, that's that, you know. So you know, this is a bit of a process to start with. Like I say, it's a nice little mist, and I just get all the panels all covered off, wiped down nicely, and like I say, it's a bit fiddly in these areas, but it's got to be done. At the end of the day, it's not hard work, is it? You know, you get in here, only wiping something down. Can't really see, I'm damn sure it doesn't make entertaining viewing. Well, you know, it's just, I just thought, well, you know, there's lots of people do this stuff different ways. Some people even use thinners to wipe it down. Well, thinners, there's little film on it when you've got it on, and not conducive to good paint adhesion, that is it. So it's panel wipers the stuff. I'm sure it's got several different names, but it all amounts to the same thing. You're just clearing any dust, grease from around the paintwork there. It's not a big job. Fairly quick actually when you spray it on. And even the roof we're doing here up. All the little bits and pieces here and there. Finish that bit off. That's the front of the dash panel. I'll leave it to that when I'm taking this apart. That's kind of where we are. So I think what I'll do, I'll just waz the camera over inside and show you what we've done before we start mixing paint up. I'll put the camera off while I'm doing that, can't see any point in that. that's kind of showing the inside. Everything sort of, let me try and make this look like, I don't know whether you can see the preparation as such. You know, it says etch prime and there is a slight bit of bare metal one showing again, but I'm okay with that. You know, it's a little bit of high spots in the pressing, and I think it's no real detriment. But, you know, I'm just showing on the inside where we've done, where all this, you know, all the seams, edges are sealed up. A little bit dark in here. I'm trying to see if you can see where, you know, the body is actually prepped up as I think's proper. You know, like I say, it is inside, but it doesn't really matter much to me. I think it's, you know, it deserves the same respect as if it was outside, even if it's never going to be seen. It's covered up. But, you know, I know it's what it's like underneath. If I ignore it, then it's my fault, isn't it? I don't really want that. Right, so I'll work on the camera. Oh, you know, it's a little bit of a preparation we've done with Grease Monkey Garage. As you can see, it's all lined all the way around with plastic sheet. Apart from the door, and the door will be done before we put the top coats on. We'll actually seal the garage up completely. We've got that. I've lined all the floor with visqueen, like a builder's you know, foundation under your concrete slab material. It's not overly expensive, but it's good stuff. I'm not trying to protect my floor. I'm just trying to, you know, keep any of the dust, etc., at bay. If there is any that floats about, keeps you off the job. We've got my radiators here all tucked behind there, so when we do the outside top coating, you know, it's getting towards the end of the summer and temperatures are dropping. So what we do need is to get some heat in here. So I'm just going to show you that. And that little bit of red there, all in my filter. Now that was when we was doing the underside of the car. Now we're lying on my back with about 18 inches of room above my head, and I'm painting underneath the car, and it's managed to draw all the overspray and all the spray right out, all the way up there, and put it all in that filter. That's doing its job in my book. Not bad for a little homemade thing. Again, it took me about an hour and a half to put it together, but you know, I think it was worth it. But anyway, so you know, that's kind of where we're up to. That's what I think. If I've missed anything out, and you know, you guys out there are know more about it than me, then you know, put a comment on there saying you should have done this, or you don't need to do that. You know, this is why I do the videos, to you know, get feedback, information from other people. You know, some people who know better than me. You know, that's what I want. I think it's, you know, just YouTube's a bit of an exchange of knowledge and information, rather than just somebody rabbiting on about what they're doing. Like, you know, I certainly learnt a lot from it, and you know, I hope to continue to do so. So, you know, anybody out there is watching this and he is a pro, etc., or you know, another guy like myself, you know, amateur lad who likes just playing with them, you know, and you think there's something else I need to do, or something I haven't done, you know, or something I've never seen before, whatever, you know, just let me know. Anyway, I'm going to pause the video. I've got to be mixing paint up now and what have you, and getting myself ready and what have you for the primer. Just a high build primer, 2 coats of high build primer, and then it'll be wet on wet for the top coat. I'll leave it about an hour and then put top coat on, or colour coat, as say in America there, is same thing. So I'll get on with that, mate, and then we'll see you in a minute then. Ta-ra for a bit. Right, here we go. Paint's done, paint's mixed. Little tack rag here, I can open the damn thing up, just to pick up any little bits and pieces still floating about. Again, some may say unnecessary, maybe not, who knows. Either way, it's going to get done. Set my hoses up. You always make sure I'm not twisted and tangled and before I start, else it can be really annoying when you're trying to get all your stuff out. And everything's twisted and wound up, and you're wondering why you started in the first place. I've got two hoses with me, I'll show you why in a sec. I've got all the equipment everybody else has got. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put my mask on. A full face air-fed mask. This is 2-pack. So I just grab this. What I'm going to try and I don't know, I just feel I love it really. I'm just going to try and put my camera behind this covers I've got. So, you know, you show a bit of the spraying bit, you know. I'm not 100% sure it's really worth it because you can't get close to it without painting your camera. So I'm just sort of, I don't know, want of a better way, I'm just showing you that I'm painting this car. I can't think of any other reason for that, you know. So I'll have a bit of an organise, see if we can get it behind here properly without causing too many major issues. So we go through there. I know it's going to work or not. What can you say? You can only kind of do that, can't you? I don't know. Like I say, you've got to look through this damn plastic, and it's fairly clear stuff, but I don't know how clear it is. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's just take it on and get geared up with everything on, and then right, you are, it is me under here, I can assure you. My little full fed mask here. 2-pack, full face, air fed, no other ways, only one way. If you want to live long, happy life anyway. If you don't bother wearing it. But this is for now we're going again. I'm going to set up now. Just going to use my paper I've got mounted on there just to set my spray gun fan, etc. and feed up. And then sort of get on with it. But you know, second or two into actually spraying, the compressor's going to start, and it's going to make a hell of a noise. So I can't talk over it. So I'm just kind of showing you what we're doing. So once I've done this bit, I'll get back on again. So I'll just show you what we're doing here. Just this bit to start with. Get yourself all plugged in. That's that bit. And we're going on there. Just set the pressure first. I like it with the side build primer on my gun, little GTI, DeVilbiss. I like it about 34, 35. Seems to give a nice clear spray. Anything less than that, you get a very rough, sandy paper type finish, and I don't like that at all. Nobody does. It takes an awful lot of bloody sanding back. And we're doing wet on wet here, so that's the last thing we need. So I up the pressure a little bit, and I keep my feed, well, just below running level if you like. So set the pressure first, that's a bit low. That's it. That's 35. Come on, compressor, kick in. That's not bad at that. Got that lucky guess. Not bad at that, not bad guess. It is roughly set where I kind of got used to it. You see, we've got that fan of spray there, which is about what we want. Hand span there, hand span there. Simple rule, the rest of it just getting your pressures about right. And then, all being well, everything should go hunky-dory. Doesn't always, but you know, if it goes horribly wrong, for us hobby lads, we can put it down to experience and let it dry, sand it back, start again. It's not what we want, so you know, make your efforts. But what I'm going to first do before I go start spraying, I'm just going to make the compressor kick in. It's not a big compressor, it's not an industrial compressor, it's 14 CFM. That's why we have two airlines. I've got a separate compressor, excuse me, or oil-free compressor if you like, to feed my mask. It tends to, you know, just cope with it there. 14 CFM for this sort of thing, especially with a suction pot, is only just about coping. So what I like to do is set my compressor off, get the pressure up to start with, before we start putting paint on the job. And you know, the jobs I've been doing kind of shows me that how it works. So let's get cracking and then Right, just an update what we're doing. Got 2 coats of prime on now. I've left it a good hour. Just give it a quick wipe over with Scotch Brite. Any bits of roughness, any crap coming around, floating about. It wasn't much, but you know, I don't think it's worth ignoring. Just takes a 15-20 minutes just to have a wipe round. So we're about to start putting colour on, so I thought just a quick flash of this and we'll get mixing. So was it off the stand? And that down the side there. It's all in there. It's hellishly difficult to do these things because you know, it's not flat surface, is it, when it's the inside of a car. And then some areas, you know, it's basically just point the gun where you can get it and pull the bloody trigger and hope the paint lands where it's supposed to. You know, that sounds a bit callous, but it's not really. It's just the literally fact you can't get to everything and you can't flow very nicely, so it's all a bit jagged, if you like. It's just one of those things, but you know, it's the nature of the job. It's not like a flat panel like on the outside where, you know, you've got no restrictions as such. But on the side here, like, you know, you've got to remember where you are, so you know, you don't box yourself into a corner, like, you know. But I'll just give you a quick show while I was going round. So that's, like, say, up to now, that's in total it's had like, what would it be? It was 2 coats of the etch, and now we've got 2 coats of primer. I build. I mean, it shows where all the sealing is, but you know, that's, again, that's how it really should be. That doesn't sound silly, but actually that is how it should be. And well, it's painted over. I mean, you paint over it, like, so it's not a smooth thing, it does show, but you know, that's how it is. It's painted in the corners on the inside to seal up, you know, keep the water out. Something they didn't bother with in the factory days, like, but you know, can't keep going on about that, can we? It is what it is. But still a lot of work to do after that. It's not finished at that. Don't ever kid yourself if you get that far. You think it's all nearly done. It's not nearly done. It's a bloody long way off. So anyway, I'll get on with this, and then I'll cover up with a little bit of video on when I've finished it. I'm not going to try and do painting it. You know, I've kind of done a little bit of me painting. I kind of missed the point with it really. You can't see it well enough, and I'm not going to cover my camera in paint, which I've probably already said. So. There's a lot better people on YouTube who paint better than me, they're professionals, and I think that if you're going to follow anybody, them are the lads to follow, and that's who I look at anyway. I'm getting reasonable finishes on my jobs, bearing in mind the equipment and that's it I've got, you know, but I'm quite happy with that. But you know, if you want to watch a proper painting video, you know, search the many videos on guys who are painting, and some of them are, you know, are professionals and teach it very well, and they've taught me quite a bit of things I wasn't aware of, like, you know, so you know, that's the way to go on there. So I'll get it all done, and when I've got the colour on, I'll put the video back on, and then we'll see. And then we've got some editing to do. We've about 3 videos yet to go up. I haven't done, but you know, work gets in the way. So I'll see you in a minute, and then we're done. Oh well, here we go. Like I said, it's now in red inside. Pain in the arse really doing the painting inside. It's a bit of a thankless task. You know, some of the places you can't even get a gun to properly, so you basically just point the damn thing and squirting just to get paint to you know, cover some things. But you know, the fact of the matter is, it's not about how it looks on this inside. It's about protection, isn't it? Rust protection and stuff. And you know, that's what you set out to achieve. But excuse me, there's so many little nooks and crannies when you're doing the insides. Not many flat panels, you know. Well, there is, but you know, there's lots of places you can't quite get to. There'll be something in the way anyway, that's for sure. And you know, I don't really get a good coverage. I think, you know, you're not aware. There are a couple of small places you'll find. I've not really had a look yet, where you will find that tiny corner you missed, or the back of a, you know, a corner you just can't get to. And you go around them, don't you, and you look at it. And when you find them, if you know, if they're of a concern, then just mix a bit up, get yourself the softest brush you can find, and just touch it in. You know, if you want to, you know, you want to go to that level, which is a good thing. You know, if you got anything exposed and been covered with paint, it's an awfully good idea to do it now, and try and get the rust out of it after you've painted over it. That's for sure. But we've finished now. Saturday afternoon. It's, I don't know, 2:30 in the afternoon. I didn't start too early this morning. The wife did want to go out. Don't look like we're going to be able to do that now because I'm not sure I can be bothered. But no doubt me in the doghouse, but not to worry. I'm not running off anywhere. Although I'll take the camera off and just you know, have a poke around in there and kind of see the result. Right. So not easy to see. I mean, even showing the video, I don't think you really get to see what the kind of finish is like, or you know. I mean, you don't get what you call like a top finish, because you know, you're painting over the sealant in all the corners, you know, so that kind of shows through. You're painting over weld, which kind of don't, you know, you only get a flat panel maybe like that probably, you know, maybe see the benefit of the paint light, you know, but everything else is like, you're looking into these corners, you kind of, what you can see, you can zoom in, you see like in the, that's it, can you see where that the line is there? Well, that's just painting over the seal. So you know, it's like a body paint finish, is it, like in the external? But again, you know, it is about protection, and not you know, and not about how it looks. So we got a look up in there, and we did a whole lot, all inside the roof, etc. And believe it or not, there was virtually no paint on there, and that was the factory. We couldn't be bothered to paint that. And across this front edge here, where I'm looking now, there was very little paint on that. And again, that's back to the factory when it was made. So you know, we might. I mean, I might moan about, you know, the necessaries of it actually being painted, but at least she's got a damn sight more paint on it now than when it left the factory of Triumph back in 1972. So you know, I've probably got a bit of a bonus from there. I'm getting around there. Let's try and take it over that side. We're not going to strip the masking off till tomorrow. And this 2-pack, it's hardened off already, like, you know, really. But you know, you better leaving it just for a day or so. Maybe tomorrow I might just nip in for half an hour and take the masking off. The next stage of the process is what can I say, is masking out from the inside, so we can start doing all the outside body paint work and prep. And that's got to be the masking on the inside is far more important than it is, you know, because you've got quite a lot of work to do with the painting of say prepping you with your layers of primer, stopper, you know. There's more sanding back and what have you included, so you want to make sure that you've done a good job of your masking, else you know, you're just going to start falling off, and then you know, it's kind of not what we're asking for, is it? Like, but I should be back on the mount, and then on that, get a bit out again, where we should be. You can see me, I suppose. And I tell you what, that's kind of that, you know. There's not too much dust on it, you know. It's all right. I want to do more sealing up of the garage before we start doing the outside paint. You know, where the door is, I can get me paper off the door there, and get all that full of plastic. Seal all the bits of joints up here, you know, and cover up, get me floor, and you know, it's a lot of preparation to do with the outside, because the outside is, you know, the bit that we're looking at. So you know, there's a few bits and pieces like that to do. But yeah, you know, quite pleased, quite happy with the fact that we got this stage, starting to see the colour on everything, and you know, you can't help yourself but thinking, you know, I'm doing all right again now. Sure, I might be fooling myself a little bit, but you know, you've got to remember, motivation on these things can be a killer. You know, a lot of these projects, I mean, I've heard you know, a number of people saying, you know, majority of projects started never get finished, and that may be the case. I wouldn't like to put a figure on it, you know, but I can see why. You know, there have been times, like I just said, you get a bit fed up, you've had enough, and you think to yourself, what the hell was I started it for? You know, if that's the way things are, that's the way things are. It's a shame to stop and leave them, you know. But if you've had enough, it's a good idea. You know, the fella, this body, the fella started doing this body before I had, and kind of lost interest in it, you know. But it was rescued, you know. It didn't end up in the scrapyard. But if you started your own project, like, and then you're getting a bit fed up with it, and you know, taking a break from it doesn't help, and you think, well, you've probably bitten off more than you can chew, then probably just, you know, try and move it on to somebody else who will, you know, maybe got a little bit more enthusiasm to jump in a project that's, you know, you've done a lot of work on already, like, you know, or if you think you might not be able to see one from start to finish, then see if you can buy one that's, you know, part restored already. You know, make sure they've done a pretty decent job to start it, then, you know, you can finish it off. You know, there's you know, that's another way around of getting a, you know, a restoration done. So that's that. That's the interior inside of the car, all done now, painted up. Like I say, we'll just leave that now for a day or so, and then we'll start doing the paintwork on the outside. Probably, you know, do a couple of videos, paint preparation, but you know, it's kind of showing, you know, the care you take into it. You know, I've done all the majority of it's done. You know, it's just those final levels. You know, better, let's get it nice and flat everywhere, and across the, you know, there's not that many flat surfaces on it when you look at it. You know, half a roof and a couple of wings, and that's you know, that's not an awful lot, but that's the next stage of the preparation, and that's going to be done over the next few days. And well, we've got the weather still. We've still got the weather here. It's still nice and warm. We can get the top coats on the outside all finished off. But I suppose that'll do for a Saturday anyway. I'll go and see if the wife's speaking to me, having not taken her out. But I'm sure we'll get by anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. You know, leave me a comment, subscribe if you feel you want to see a bit more of what I'm doing. I know I subscribe to loads. I've got an enormous list, and I really enjoy watching a lot of them. But it's worth doing, worth playing. Anyway, thank you very much for it. I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.